Welcome to Franchise Success Formulas. This is Aisha Bascaro, your franchise truth teller, here to give you real insights, no fluff, your strategies to help you lead, grow, and profit in your multi-unit franchise enterprise. In a recent podcast, I talked about selecting the right location for your franchise business. There are 5 specific elements that you need to look through to make sure that you are choosing the best location for your franchise. The first element that you need to look at when selecting the right location for your franchise is, do you have the right demographics in the area? I know that when you signed the agreement to get your brand, your franchise, you had a specific area that was assigned to you. However, within that area, there might be different demographic pockets, and the closest that you are to the best demographic pocket for your business, the better it's going to be. You want to be as close as possible to your ideal client so that the barrier of distance is as small as possible, and therefore the likelihood that they're going to come and buy from you goes up. And that's what we want. We want to be as close as possible to our customers, and the only way that you're going to do that is by choosing the location that is closest to them. Now, it is 2025, and the amount of technology that's available right now that will give you the demographic details of the areas is tremendous. So one of the things that I would recommend is, if you are in the process of searching the location for your franchise brand, you may want to consider investing a few dollars in having that expertise search and that technology access that will give you the details so that you can make the best possible decision. And this is going to be even more important if you have several to choose from, because then you can choose the one that has the best possible demographics among the other elements that we're also going to cover in this podcast. The second element that you need to consider when selecting the right location for your business is visibility. Just consider that the more visible you are to the street, to the traffic, to the customers that are driving by, the less amount of money you're going to need to spend in marketing. Because if people see that you're there, they're more likely to come and visit you. But if they don't know that you're there, you're going to have to spend a significant amount of money marketing your business and making people aware that you even exist. Consider that window frontage is important, and how far you are from the main street is going to be important. Again, visibility is not just about the building, but also about the signage. Do you have the ability to put enough signage to call the attention of the people that are driving by or walking by, depending on the type of unit that you're looking for? So visibility, do not overlook this. This is going to be critical in the overall cost that you're going to have to ongoingly maintain the volume of sales that you want. High visibility means less marketing dollars spent to bring awareness. The third element to consider when choosing the right location for your franchise business is accessibility. Is there an easy in and out from the location that you're looking at? Not only that, but is there enough parking for the customers to be able to park the car once they have gone in a way that they can then be able to buy from you whatever product or service you deliver? Parking is going to be critical for your business, especially if you're going to be depending on people coming to your brick and mortar business, and parking is going to be essential. So, and is it dedicated parking or is it shared parking? And how busy is the parking lot and at what times? Because if you have a parking lot that maybe is busy when you're not busy, then it doesn't matter as much. But if you have a peak time, and during that peak time, other people around you also have their peak time, and eventually there is not enough parking for everyone, that could be a potential problem and will limit the amount of sales that you can achieve. So accessibility in and out is going to be important. Parking is going to be important. Something else to consider is, are you even in the right side of the street? If you are, for example, a coffee shop, being in the side of the street where the customers are going on their way to work is going to be important, because when do people buy coffee? Most of them are drinking coffee in the morning. So are you on the side of the street where people are driving by that they can get easy in and out to get their coffee on their way home? I will tell you that if they need to make a U-turn and then another U-turn to go back to work, the likelihood that they're going to skip it is going to be higher. And you might be in the right street with the right visibility, but if you don't have the access to be able to have the customers that you need come and buy your product or service, you are going to struggle. So accessibility is going to be critical for you to be able to have success in your franchise location. The fourth element when choosing the right location for your franchise is going to be dimensions. Sometimes the perfect location with a great demographics and great accessibility, right side of the street, right visibility, happens to be not the right dimension, right? It's a challenge. And the reality is that you do not want to limit yourself to a location just because all the other elements are good. All the elements must be right for your business, because for every element that you skip and then you think, oh, maybe it's not that important, you're going to be sorry in the long run. You're better off waiting a little longer to find the perfect location than to compromise and find one that everything looks good, but the dimensions are not right. Especially if you're going to have a business that has the potential for growth, whether you're going to need more storage room, more living area, more dining room area, more lobby space, more parking for your business trucks, etc. You want to be able to find a location that not only will serve you now, but that also going to be able to grow with you if need be. And so dimensions are going to be important when you're choosing the right location for your franchise business. The fifth element that you need to consider when choosing the right location for you is the lease agreement. When it comes to the lease agreement, the main one obviously is what is your rent? And is the rent within the range of your franchise model? And if it is this rent something that you can sustain even in the slow periods? Every business has seasonality, and you need to be able to cover your rent and your expenses even during the slow time. So obviously, the first step is for you to understand what is the seasonality of sales in your business, and then look at the rent that you're looking at and make sure that not only is it okay overall within the model, but that in the low times you're going to be able to cover that rent. Another area that you need to consider when it comes to the lease terms is tenant improvement requirements. Is this included within the lease? What are your responsibilities? What are you going to be on the hooks for within the term of the lease? You need to be able to understand absolutely every element of this lease and take your time to truly read that. And if you can have support from a lawyer, ideally a real estate lawyer that can help you, guide you in this process, the more the better. You don't want to find yourself down the road with hidden CAM charges that you did not count on, and that puts you in peril for that location. You need to become an expert at reading and interpreting a lease agreement and knowing what it is that you're looking for and what you need to make sure that your business can be financially profitable in the long term. And the next element that you need to consider when it comes to selecting the right location for your franchise business is, what are the surrounding businesses? What is the surrounding environment? Everything else might be great, but if the immediate surrounding is not good, meaning that it does not match or it's not in alignment with the type of business that you have or the type of customers you want to attract, then it is not the right location. Could it be that maybe you have too many competitors? Could it be that the area is in disrepair? Could it be that it's not exactly the type of image that you want in the shopping center, and that maybe the landlord is not going to be doing the improvements that are needed for you to be able to have a good image for your business? This will probably make this location not the right one. But if in the other hand, you have the right neighbors, maybe your neighbors are the type of neighbors or business owners or business services that attract the type of customer you want to attract, and they're not competitive. That means that this actually will help you, because then it will increase your visibility and exposure when all of these customers that could be your customers are coming to buy things or products or services from your neighboring businesses, and they are the same customers. So that will make a huge difference when it comes to selecting the right location for your business. And so that's why one of the things to not overlook is, what are the immediate surroundings in the unit that you are considering for your franchise business? So as you can see, these are the 6 elements to consider when looking for the right location for your business. First of all, you want to have the right demographics surrounding the immediate area so that your ideal customer is nearby. The second one is you want to have visibility. Remember, the more visibility, the less marketing you need to spend to let people know that you are there. The third one is accessibility. Easy in and out, enough parking for your customers to be able to come and buy your product or service from you. Very important. And of course, the dimension dimensions. It has to have the right dimensions to be able to build the prototype model, the franchise you invested in, and ideally have a little bit of space to grow as your sales go up in your business, in your organization. And of course, the lease term and cost. You need to become an expert at reading your lease and make sure that it's alignment with the profitability of the business that you are growing. And last but not least, what are your immediate neighbors? What is the environment in which this location is? Does the environment help you or hurt you? If you consider all of these things, you're going to be able to choose the right location for your franchise. And having the right location is one of the elements that are going to prevent you, or at least diminish significantly, the possibility of failure when it comes to having a franchise business, or really any business. So look at each one of these areas and make a note. So if you are in the process of looking for a new location for your franchise, that you consider all of these elements. With that being said, thank you for following the Franchise Success Formulas podcast. If you have not subscribed, make sure that give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss messages like this that can help you be successful in your franchise business. So until the next podcast, I wish you to lead, grow, and prosper. See you next time.